Hi, I'm Emily. I took over my dad's auto shop when he passed last year. Jackson's auto shop isn't fancy, but it's mine now, and I'm damn good at what I do, even if half my customers do a double take when they see a black woman sliding out from under their car. I was elbow deep in Mrs. Peterson's old Buick when I heard the purr of an engine that didn't belong in this neighborhood. A sleek, cherry red Ferrari crawled into my lot like an exotic animal that had wandered into the wrong zoo. Yo, Em, you seeing this? Marcus whistled from the bay next to mine. He'd been my dad's apprentice and stayed on when I inherited the place. One of the few who never questioned if I belonged here. I see it. Probably lost. I wiped my hands on my coveralls. The Ferrari's door swung open, and out stepped a woman in a power suit that probably cost more than my monthly rent. 3 people trailed behind her like satellites. I'm looking for the owner. Her voice cut through the shop noise. That would be me. I stepped forward, extending my hand. Emily Jackson. Her perfectly manicured eyebrows shot up as she looked me over, grease-stained coveralls and all. Victoria Reynolds, CEO of Reynolds Automotive Technologies. She ignored my hand. I was told this shop has the best mechanical mind in the city. Clearly, I was misinformed. Marcus stiffened behind me. What can I help you with, Miss Reynolds? I kept my voice steady. My car. She gestured dramatically. 3 dealerships and 2 specialists couldn't figure out what's wrong. The engine keeps stalling unpredictably. It's a custom modification. I walked around the Ferrari. Mind if I take a look? Be my guest, though I doubt you'll understand what you're looking at. The hood release was inside. Keys? She tossed them at me rather than to me. I caught them anyway. With the hood up, I could already spot some irregularities. Something wasn't right with the wiring harness, and there was an odd configuration near the fuel injection system. Interesting, I murmured. What's interesting is watching you pretend to know what you're looking at. Victoria laughed, turning to her entourage who chuckled on cue. I spotted it then. Clear signs of tampering. Disconnected sensors, rerouted wires. This wasn't a mechanical failure. Someone had deliberately messed with this engine. If you fix this engine, I'll marry you, Victoria laughed loudly. Since that's impossible, I'll be back in 3 days to pick it up unrepaired and send you a bill for wasting my time. Her group erupted in laughter as she turned to leave. I'll have it fixed by tomorrow afternoon, I called after her. Victoria froze. Excuse me? Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Come alone. She scoffed. Fine, but when you fail, I'll make sure everyone knows not to waste their time at Jackson's. After they left, Marcus came over. You sure about this, Em? That woman's bad news. Look at this. I pointed to the tampered connections. Someone deliberately sabotaged this engine, and I'm going to fix it. Why bother? She treated you like garbage. Because that's what my dad would do. I grabbed my toolbox, and because nothing would be sweeter than seeing the look on her face when I hand her the keys to her unfixable car, she'll never admit you fixed it. Don't care. I'll know. Now hand me that socket wrench. We've got work to do. I spent the night working on Victoria's Ferrari. By morning, I'd found proof of sabotage rewired connections designed to cause random failures without leaving obvious evidence. Rough night? Marcus handed me coffee. Someone deliberately messed with this engine. Look. I pointed to the tampered sensors. Professional job. The bell chimed, and in walked a woman in a business suit. I'm Diana Chen, Victoria's assistant. She glanced at the Ferrari. I came on my own. She doesn't know I'm here. Why's that? To warn you, Victoria is already telling people you'll fail. It's her pattern. Belittles people before they can prove themselves. Let me guess, she's not exactly a team player. Half the patents with her name were actually designed by engineers she pushed out. Last month, 3 quit after she presented their work as her own. The door opened again. A tall man in an expensive suit entered. Richard Thompson, Victoria's fiancé and business partner. Just checking progress. Richard circled the car, eyes fixed on the engine. Mind if I take a look? Actually, I do. Client confidentiality. I'm practically the client. Victoria and I share everything. When he reached toward the area I'd been repairing, I blocked him. Don't touch that. Just curious about your approach. He adjusted his tie. Bold of you to claim you could fix it. Not a claim, a fact. After he left, Diana looked worried. Be careful. He controls many of Victoria's decisions. Does he know engines? Engineering background before business. Why? I think he sabotaged this car. Diana's eyes widened. That makes sense. He's been pushing Victoria to sell to a competitor. She refuses because of the Ferrari division. Can't sell what doesn't work, I muttered. By 1:30, I had the Ferrari running perfectly. When Victoria arrived, her jaw dropped as I started the engine. Impossible. She walked around the car. Fixed everything. Someone deliberately sabotaged it. Someone who knows engines. Are you accusing me? Not you, but someone close might have reasons to want your car to fail. Victoria grabbed the keys. I don't need theories from a mechanic. Your bill? She glanced at my invoice and laughed. This is robbery. That's my rate for impossible jobs. She wrote a check, her hand unsteady. Don't think this means anything. You got lucky. Luck had nothing to do with it. As she drove away, I saw her knuckles white on the steering wheel. She wouldn't admit it, but she knew I'd done the impossible. 3 days after fixing Victoria's Ferrari, a black Mercedes pulled into my shop. A distinguished older man in a tailored suit stepped out. Emily Jackson? I'm James Wilson, board member at Reynolds Automotive. He extended his hand. I heard you fixed Victoria's unfixable car. Word travels fast. Only when it's extraordinary. May I? He gestured to my office. Over coffee in my cluttered back room, James leaned forward. We're launching a new engine design next week. Revolutionary fuel efficiency. The team's been struggling with some issues, and I'm wondering if you'd take a look. He slid a folder across my desk. The moment I opened it, my blood ran cold. This is my design. Excuse me? These are my blueprints. I applied for a job at Reynolds last year. I rifled through the pages. This injection system, this cooling layout, I created these. James looked genuinely shocked. Are you certain? I pulled out my laptop, opened my portfolio, and turned it to face him. The designs were identical. I was told my application was rejected. Now I see it wasn't rejected, it was stolen. This is disturbing. Victoria presented these as her own work. The shop door banged open. Diana rushed in, looking over her shoulder nervously. I don't have much time. Richard saw me downloading these. She handed me a flash drive. It's all here. Emails between Victoria and Richard discussing your portfolio, the timestamps showing when they copied your files. Everything. James took the drive. Diana, this is serious. I know they've done this before, but this time they went too far. The company's betting everything on this launch. After they left, Marcus whistled low. You're going up against Reynolds Automotive? That's crazy, Em. They stole from me. What would my dad do? He'd fight. Marcus grinned. So what's the plan? We spent the next 2 days preparing. I documented everything, matching timestamps and file signatures. The shop door jingled again. Richard stood there, all menace in his designer suit. Let's skip the pleasantries. Stay away from the launch. Or what? Small shops like this have accidents. Electrical fires, break-ins. He looked around dismissively. Be ashamed to lose your daddy's legacy. I stepped into his space. Threaten me again and I'll add harassment to the theft charges. You have nothing. I have everything. Emails, file logs, Diana's testimony. His face went white. Victoria will make it worth your while to forget this. Right on cue, Victoria herself walked in. I'm offering you a position. Junior engineer, generous salary. You're offering me a job working on my own designs? That you stole? You can't prove anything, but I'm willing to be magnanimous. I laughed. Your launch is in 2 days. I'll be there. This is your last chance, Emily. Take the offer. I'd rather have justice. After they stormed out, Marcus looked worried. They're dangerous, Emmy. That's why we're going public. James arranged press access for us at the launch. What if it's not enough? Then we have backup. I held up the flash drive Diana had given me. Every dirty deal they've ever made. And tomorrow, everyone's going to know. I spread the evidence across my workbench. Printouts, timelines, comparison charts. By morning, Victoria would learn what happens when you steal from a Jackson. The Reynolds Automotive launch event was held at some fancy hotel downtown. I felt out of place in my one decent pantsuit, but Marcus and Diana flanking me gave me courage. Remember the plan? Marcus whispered as we took our seats. Wait for the Quanda. There she is. Diana nodded toward the stage. Victoria strode to the podium in a power suit that probably cost more than my monthly rent. Behind her, a giant screen displayed my engine design. Ladies and gentlemen, today Reynolds Automotive revolutionizes the industry, she began, her voice dripping with practiced charm. After months of my personal research and development, I present the Phoenix engine, my design, my innovation. I gripped my folder of evidence tighter. The presentation continued with Victoria explaining technical details she clearly didn't understand. I spotted Richard in the front row, nodding supportively, and James watching with a calculated expression. And now, I'll take a few questions, Victoria announced after her presentation. I stood immediately. Victoria's smile faltered when she saw me. Yes, the woman in the back. Emily Jackson, owner of Jackson's Auto Shop. Can you explain how you developed the cooling system in your Phoenix engine? Victoria recovered quickly. Proprietary methods I've perfected over years. Interesting because I designed that exact system last year. I held up side-by-side comparisons of my portfolio and her design. In fact, I can prove every component of this revolutionary engine was stolen directly from my job application to Reynolds. The room erupted. James stood up. As a board member, I can confirm Miss Jackson's claims. We have evidence that Miss Reynolds appropriated this design. Victoria sputtered. This is preposterous. Richard, tell them. Richard looked around the room, then at the exits. He made his choice. I warned you this would catch up to us. He turned to the stunned audience. She's been stealing designs for years. I have documentation of every theft. You lying snake! Victoria lunged at him, but security intervened. We have emails confirming you both conspired to steal my work, I added, projecting the evidence onto the screen. And testimonies from 3 other engineers you stole from. The board members huddled together as chaos erupted. Victoria was escorted off stage, screaming accusations at Richard, who was busy trying to save his own skin. James approached me afterward. The board has unanimously voted to remove Victoria as CEO, effective immediately. Legal charges will follow. And Richard? Already negotiating with prosecutors. He's offering evidence against Victoria for leniency. James cleared his throat. We'd like you to head our new engine division. Your design is brilliant, and it should be developed under your leadership. I thought about my dad's shop. I'm not sure I can leave Jackson's. You wouldn't have to. Consulting basis, your name on the patents, royalties on every engine, and we'll fund renovations for your shop as our development partner. 2 weeks later, I watched workers installing new equipment in my expanded garage. The Jackson Engineering sign gleamed above the door. Marcus handed me a newspaper with Victoria's arraignment on the front page. Your dad would be proud? I nodded, remembering her words. If you fix this engine, I'll marry you. Well, I fixed more than her engine. I fixed her whole corrupt empire. What about that dinner invitation from James? Marcus teased. Business meeting, I corrected, though we both knew better. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just winning. It's rebuilding something better from the wreckage. That's what Jacksons do. We fix things, even when they seem unfixable. So what do you think? Did Emily truly get revenge, or did she simply get justice? Is there a moral difference between the two, and where would you draw the line? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Would you have done what Emily did, or would you have handled things differently? If you enjoyed this story of standing up to powerful people who take advantage of others, Hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling stories. New videos every day.